They were trying to like can't. I guess he got kicked off of Saturday Night Live because of that, right? And all was it because of the Clinton specific, or it might have been because of.
It was probably because he's too funny.
There was something else. Yeah, but I don't know.
Norm was one of the funniest people of all time, and his weekend update, that thing that he would do, was fucking fantastic. It was fantastic. He was the best ever at it. He was so good, and the jokes were so. He would go so out there. Back when you could, you know. And if that's what got him kicked off of Saturday Night Live, great. Makes him even more of a legend.
I think
more.
Yeah, I think that's what's important about. I'm not a fan of all the real crazy, vulgar humor sometimes and stuff. Like I'm more of a Norm type of comedy guy. Like I like the more goofy stuff that's not like constantly talking about penises and stuff, but like you know, or whatever, like whatever it is, sex and everything else. But it's really important that all that stuff does exist, just because of the idea of. I think it's important that there's this place that exists here in Austin that freedom of speech will always be in, even if it's like it's such a critical thing, especially now more than ever. I think
critical for everybody, even if you don't agree with it, and that's what's so hard for people to recognize. When people don't have a voice, and someone has a voice, and that voice is different than their opinion, they want to shut it down. They want to silence it.
Yeah,
and they want to elevate their voice. Nature, just pure natural. It's natural instincts that human beings have, and you gotta resist that, because you gotta realize you don't want that used on you, right? Well, then don't use it on other people.
Yeah, well, everyone's guilty. Like when I was at the ARC where we spoke at that thing in London. There was a talk we went to, I think the next night, that was about freedom of speech, and I can't remember who all was speaking there. It was some people that I should probably remember, but they were talking about it was a group that was defending people in Europe that were like being arrested and stuff for things they had reposted online and all, which is really important. Like they're arresting people for political things that they put online in Europe, and like not even giving them very obscure reasoning as to why, whatever. In some cases, they won't even tell them what they're arresting them for. And so like the cause of what these people are doing is very important, but the whole time they're referring to it as the woke mind virus, which is, yeah, sure, funny, put in a bit or whatever. But God, like, no, what it is it's like the government using this one specific thing out of a list of things that they could as part of this moral high ground to arrest people for speaking out against. Not because it has nothing to do with anything on the left or the right. It's the fact that the state would love for people to not be allowed to criticize anything, because then that means they can't criticize them.
100%.
But by them saying woke mind virus every 5 minutes while they're talking about it, it just immediately polarizes half the people who they need to get on board in order to stop it, which is the left, who it's like, I don't know. There's just I don't know. I think I might try to one of these days. I might just try to give the old thing a run and see. But I really think I could. It would